Loud noises!
Welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley Jenkins.
I'm Ryan Haywood.
Oh, look, Half-Life is back in the news, even though there hasn't been a new Half-Life anything since, well, October 10th, 2007.
Well, you know, the moon is full, and whenever that happens, someone has to mention Half-Life.
Also, it's October 10th today.
Oh, well, there you go. It's time for more Half-Life news for the 9-year anniversary of, fuck all.
Yeah, great. So there's no announcement for Half-Life 3. Maybe they're waiting for the 10-year anniversary of Half-Life 2 Episode 2 for that. But there may be another leak revealing the existence of a Half-Life VR game.
2 leaks, really.
Alleged leaks.
And an update to Dota 2 last week. Well, yeah, they like to dangle it.
Take what we can
you
get.
the sausage. You're going to snap for the sausage, but you're not going to get the sausage. There was a new code snippet for a shattering glass panel with an accompanying comment that noted it is used to force the HLVR player to speak.
HLVR, huh? Yeah, okay, on its own pretty thin, sure. But there was also an update to Destinations on September 26th that added several lines of code all related to something called HLVR, including things like guns and ammunition clips.
If you're not familiar with Destinations, it's Valve's VR experience app that's available as a free-to-play early access title on Steam. It's not really a game so much as a tech demo, and it uses a lot of Valve's properties as part of that experience, including characters from like Portal, Team Fortress 2. There's a couple other things.
Balloonicorn.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of shooting happening at Destinations at the moment, though, so there's not a lot of call for the guns and ammo edition. But, you know.
There's some like catapult launching and some. I think there's an arrow thing.
Do you think that
Not
counts
related
under
to.
ammo?
It's not really related to. No, arrows are definitely ammo.
Yeah, I guess
question.
you're right.
Here's the thing, though. Before we get too excited, let's take a quick step back and be doubters.
It
Just
pays
for a
to be a
second.
doubter.
Just
It
for a
does.
second.
Sure.
HLVR, being a reference to Half-Life VR, is entirely an assumption.
It's a guess. It's educated guess.
Could be,
But
could be
it's a
not.
guess.
It's also possible that these code snippets are remnants from old projects.
Yes. They are new to the public world with the updates to these games, but who knows? It's entirely possible they were bits of code the developers found easier to copy over from their old projects into these than rewrite entirely.
And not update the comments for, which is a cardinal sin.
Right, but
as a programmer.
It is, but it happens.
Yeah, that's fair. Or it could mean we might see more Half-Life in some form, at least via a VR project.
And Valve has left the door open for that in the past.
And not long after HTC and Valve announced their VR partnership with the Vive, HTC chairwoman Cher Wang said HTC was cooperating with Half-Life. Though a day later she recanted and said she had misspoken.
Yeah, not exactly an official announcement there.
Not quite. Though in a separate interview around the same time, Valve programmer Jeep Barnett admitted that they were using Half-Life for internal experiments at Valve and that our most precious resource is time, and we don't have enough time for people to do everything. Would we like to make all of our franchises in VR? Absolutely, but we don't have enough time or people. So we have to figure out what's the best fit, what plays to the strengths of VR.
Yeah, not having enough time. This coming from the guys who invented an entire new timekeeping method, Valve Time.
So again, neither of those were remotely firm confirmations of anything, but they at least pointed to Valve playing with Half-Life in the VR space, and it has been a year and a half, give or take, since then. Maybe something clicked?
We can hope. It should be noted, though, that this game or experience or whatever it is, even if it's in VR and it's super, super cool, is not Half-Life 3.
So will Half-Life 3 ever exist? Who knows. From the allegedly leaked internal project tracker that listed Half-Life 3, Left 4 Dead 3, and Source 2 to internal sources, claiming it wasn't actively being worked on, it's been leaked and debunked so many times it's hard to know what the truth is.
Yeah, on the one hand, look, Valve doesn't need the money. They're making all that sweet, sweet income off of CSGO sprays now.
And hats.
And Dota 2 tournaments.
And Steam controllers. Ooh,
okay, maybe
I don't
not.
know.
Maybe not Steam controllers.
On the other hand, well, there's really not much of an other hand.
It's tough to make an argument for it when it's mostly downsides.
Yeah, if we're honest, there aren't a lot of ways Valve can win by putting out Half-Life 3. There's so much inherent hype about the very idea that it would be virtually impossible for the game to live up to any sort of expectations, even if it is good as a title.
Yes, and it probably would be good, but can anything be that good at this point? However, it is one of their best known properties. If you're trying to build, let's say, an entirely new gaming platform with VR and you want as many people as possible to buy into it, it would make sense to leverage your strongest franchises to do so.
And one thing that it is worth mentioning, There is VR support in Half-Life. I believe, I can't remember if it's Half-Life or Half-Life 2. It's Half-Life 2. Back when the Oculus DK2 was out, there was VR support as part of Steam VR for Half-Life 2. You could walk around using a controller and a VR headset, and that worked. And it actually worked really well. But it's never been an official support. It was only beta support.
Right. So there's some sort of indications there, but it's not nothing crazy.
Right. Now, if they were going to say offer an experience like touring Black Mesa or playing around with a gravity gun or bashing everything in sight with a crowbar, you can return gamers to that world without the expectations that would come with Half-Life 3.
Yes, it could be the kind of shot that VR needs as well. Oculus Rift has the backing of Facebook, but Vive has to work a little bit harder to get in front of a lot of consumers, especially mainstream ones, and especially since VR sales have apparently crawled to a standstill.
Yeah, a report from July claimed that Valve's VR headset was nearing the 100,000 sales mark at the time, based off of ownership of certain VR titles, which is a good start, but reports last month claimed that VR adoption has slowed significantly, and with virtually no increase in adoption in August for the Vive and only a 0.1% for its main competitor, Oculus Rift.
Right. While there are a lot of really cool tech demos and all that sort of stuff for VR, the platform is, well, it's expensive and it's still lacking that killer app to put it over the edge and make it worth an extra $800 for anyone outside that super hardcore VR enthusiast audience.
So Half-Life would make a lot of sense.
It would.
Or Portal.
Or Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, but no amount of sense can equal actual confirmation, unfortunately.
Unfortunately not. If you were to get a Half-Life VR experience, would that be enough for you? And what would you want to do in it? Let us know that in the comments.
And for all of your Half-Life VR rumors, make sure you like this video and subscribe to The Know.
I think it could be cool. How disappointing would it be though if it was literally just a big warehouse with crates and all you do is smash them with a crowbar?
I mean, they already got so close to a Portal experience with that demo that was part of
the lab, right?
Well, the lab, yes, but no, there's the
one that was a GDC.
It was, I don't know where, it was what they toured around the Vive with.
Yes.
It was just the experience where you had the two robots from Portal 2 and one of them comes in and you like take them apart and try to fix them. That was an awesome experience. The scale of it is what really sells that product more so than anybody would expect. But yeah, I mean, just anything like that. I will say though, if you still have, I don't know if it still works. I don't know if it still works.
Yeah, okay.
Half-Life on VR, Half-Life 2 VR beta. It was, you go to properties, go to like betas. There was a VR tab in there.
Okay, yeah.
It was really cool.
So try it.
It worked really well.
So try that while you're waiting.